final.
Sudarshana, you won't like to hear me say it, but Trinity College clear favourites going into this match. They've just rubbed shoulders with the under 85 kilogram New Zealand representative team as well. Sean Altaf winning the kicking duel with the under 85's kicker as well. So given the performance they had last week, 62 points, the highest attacking score, and just 5 points conceded against St. Anthony's, they will be the ones, especially on current form, given last year's performance as well at the Canon RSC Trophy, to win this game.
Well, the Tomians since that game have been going up, and that trajectory has done very well for St. Thomas's. Trinity, of course, I thought was a stronger side when it comes to the defensive performance, and if they can keep up here, yes, they might have the edge, but the Tomians will want to come out all out blazing. First quarter of this game is going to be absolutely crucial for both the sides, and whatever side dominates that first quarter of the game, I believe Shanaka will have the upper hand.
Yes, a good start will be important for both teams, and Trinity College's rush defense, their line speed has been what everyone has been talking about. How will Udan Bulat Singalage cope with it is the main story that we will have to watch today, as Gihan Yatabara is the man who takes charge today with the whistle. Aruna Shanta and Praneeth Veranga will be the very experienced assistant referees as well, and Gihan will do well to let this game flow. I think there will be a lot of advantage played, and we'll see quite a few phases put together. Both teams pretty high in the skill department in their attacking game, Sudarshana, so we should see some good action today.
Tomians kicking from right to left. Havelock Sports Club ground is not a very easy place to be kicking up, Shanak, if you're not used to it, so the kickers will be mindful of that as well.
Yes, we saw Mayank Dias in the warm-ups as well. Not his normal accuracy that we've come to expect this season as he kicks off, and it's juggled a little bit by Trinity, but they managed to hold him up. And that looks like a maul. St. Thomas's desperately need to get this ball back without conceding a scrum. And in fact, that's exactly what they do. So good strength and good presence of mind from Trinity to hold on to the ball after they dropped it.
Hamza Abdin trying to reach out to that ball, didn't collect it cleanly. Luckily for Trinity, it fell behind Hamza. But like you said, having that good sense, Trinity holding the player up and making sure that they have possession. Possession is going to be key in these early exchanges of the game.
Got to appreciate Shahin Meegama, who's coming to the side in place of Sitil Pereira, just flopped on that maul to try and bring it down so that the tackle would be called. But to no avail, although you have to admire his resourcefulness. First scrum of the game, and this is an area where Trinity might have taken a backward step given the size difference, but it looks like they're holding on pretty strong. St. Thomas is looking to assert some dominance, but Trinity holding on as Sean Altaf moves into the number 10 berth and gives it to Mayank Dias, who collects it safely, just a little bit too far from Altaf for the chasing wingers. And St. Thomas's wait for it to come through to Venuka Vikramanayaka, the skipper, who will predictably go to the box kick. This is an area that they will have to exploit if St. Thomas's are to make a difference to this rush defense of Trinity College. Nicely done by Udan Bulat Singalage. Venuka. That's a nice ball and beautifully spun away from the tackle that time. Senesh Kaluyana Gunawardana. Brilliant hands getting in there, but not rolling away is the call. So the first penalty advantage for the Thomians. Makail Karunaratna. Taken down in a good tackle that time by Onija Kodituaku, and knowing the penalty is coming, they kick it away.
Good work by the Tomians. When they went down with the ball, there was plenty of support that came through, which didn't allow the Trinity tackler to roll away. And the person, the tackler who was coming in, this was the last move, but the one before that, Trinity tackler who came there did not let the tackler roll away, prompting the referee to award the penalty. So opportunity for St. Thomas's, straight away going to go for 3.
So interesting to see that this is knockout rugby, and instead of going for the corner as we would have expected, St. Thomas is looking to get the first points on the board in this game. But it's also interesting to see tactically, Sudarshana, we saw a little chip put in there, but it looked like Manzil was very much alive to it, and Sean Altaf was running a good line in support. So that chip kick is something that they've been preparing for, and as you said, it's a difficult ground to kick at. The wind is pretty strong coming over the pavilion side. That's going from the top of your screen to the bottom of your screen. So the ball just being pushed out, and Mayank Adayas will have to get his bearings at this new ground. See that just wide of the right hand upright, which means the wind is blowing away from us here in our commentary position. So it's blowing from left to right on your screen as Shahan Altaf kicks right into it. And Udan Bulat-Singalage will use it to try and hoist this ball. Nicely taken, dropped forward. Manzil dropping that one straight into the hands of the onrushing Thomians, who will now look to use his turnover ball. Bulat-Singhale with another little chip again. This time it's with the wind. And going back and knocking it on. Here's Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena picking it up 5 meters short, and it's going to be the first try of the game. Yes, it is. 2 knock-ons, 2 costly knock-ons from Trinity. And the kicking from St. Thomas's has been done with real intent. And the first try of the game, despite that miss at the 3 points, St. Thomas's pick up 5 in just 30 seconds.
Thomians attacking the outside channels with their kicks, and they have recognized that Trinity are vulnerable. It was Malik who made the mistake on this end, and then recognizing there was plenty space at the back. And Trinity winger making absolute hash of it that time. It was Bilal who made a mess of it. Lovely work by Liana Gunawardena. Profiting was the number 2 for
Ayan Pereira with that Amana Bank try, Sudarshana.
Brilliant stuff from the Thomians. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the school by the sea. Bulat-Singhale. His conversion is good. Brilliant stuff. 7 points to 0. Couldn't have asked for a better start for the Double Blues.
It's black, Sudarshana. Blue and black, and Mayank Adayas regaining his sighter. Just missed one right of the right hand upright, but this time he manages to thread it through the uprights. And Ayan Pereira being right on hand, and really good presence of mind again from Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena. It was a really good chase, but he let the ball go and got up and made sure he offloaded it as well. Here's Waninga Surya carrying it into Trinity's defenders. That's Imran Hassan. Offside is a call from referee Atavara, so discipline for Trinity, not the best early on.
Second penalty that they're conceding of the same infringement. There was a tackler who needed to roll away. They'll have a word with the skipper, explain it to him.
Real shame we can't hear what Gihan Yatavara is telling Usman. Good to see him back in the captain's jersey for Trinity College. He missed the pre-quarter final with an injury, but a heavily strapped right leg, and hope that will last the course of the season. You don't want your captain not being able to play most of the season for the second year in a row. Sudarshana, Anuhas Kodituakku last year, and again that wind that is pushing across the pavilion, keeping that ball in field, and Shahan Altaf raising it high into the Havelock Park sky. Nicely taken by Mikhail Karunaratne, who refused to be budged. Bulat-Singhale with a nice diagonal punt again. And that time Manzil gets back, takes it beautifully. Malik, I'm afraid, sorry. That's Mayank Adayas also. It's going to be a little bit of a kicking battle today until the game opens up in the second half. Satish Kumar does well to go back, and Shahan Altaf dropping this one into the 22. Going back quickly is the second row forward. Looked like it was Jehan Waninga, and he does really well, does Waninga. None of the wingers back, but it's a third knock-on. And a third costly one at that from Trinity College. And again, the ball picked up from an offside position. The Thomian players didn't retreat, so the knock-on doesn't cost them.
Bilal, that time his eyes lit up, absolutely lit up, because if he caught it, there was a clear passage for him right in front. But Nisait Kumar Singh, he will be thanking his lucky stars, because the penalty was against St. Thomas's for not retreating. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty the other way around.
Two really good kicks from Shan Altaf that time. One into the center of the field and one straight down, where Manika Surya did well to chase back, and Venuka Vikramasuriya needed to find touch desperately. Shan Altaf lines this up. Fresh from his exploits against the visiting New Zealand team, this should be bread and butter for this talented youngster.
Well, had the distance, not the direction that he was looking for, but Trinity wouldn't complain. They will have position back through a 22-meter dropout. Take a look at this. Bilal, eyes lighting up, didn't collect it, didn't have eyes on the ball until that last moment, and the ball bouncing off his chest.
Agihan Yatavara very correctly ruling that the advancing Thomian players would have had an impact on that knock-on as well. They needed to be retreating, and they're very strict on that, the referees, and you can't blame them for that because they've been consistent. Taken nicely this time by Sadish Veeravangsa. Trinity have a chance for the first time in this game to put some possession to good use. Again, it's taken by Aiden Amaravira, but there's a penalty advantage coming.
Penalty advantage from that rock, not rolling away is the call. Sadish Veeravangsa did well to carry straighten things up, and then create that gap in that Thomian defensive line. This time Trinity opting to go to the corner. Opportunity for Trinity forwards. It's going to be the first line out of the game, and in a very, very interesting area at that.
No mucking about this time. Shan Altaf gets the call to go for the corner. Again, good defense from Leona Gunawardena, who smashed in on the angle. So it's the first line out of the game, if I'm not mistaken, Sudarshana. It's taken us 11 into the 11th minute to get here.
Especially given the fact that there has been so much of kicking. So both teams looking to kick for territory but not kick out.
Onija Korituako with the all-important throw now, trying to get Trinity back to an elaborate move from the Trinitians. Korituako, but he's on the touchline. Just couldn't make his way back in field, and there's a little bit of handbags there. Omalka Gunaratne getting right in there to calm things down. Not sure the referee will appreciate the bench coming in there, or the water carriers, but Gunaratne making sure that he doesn't let that get out of hand.
Referee Hanatavara putting the number 4 up, that's Amaravira. And from Trinity, Manusha Silva, and the two skippers being called up early in this exchange.
Aiden Amaravira, not the kind of second row forward to take a backward step. But that was a really elaborate move, Sudarshana, and even though it didn't end up in anything, the fact that they managed to execute that is brilliant stuff. Look at it here. In fact, this is the live action, nice handling by Makai Karunaratne, but unfortunately Sarishka Gunawardena spilling the ball, and now a chance opening up for Trinity on the wide channels. Vijay Kun stepping in field was Akash Fernando, and now the ball is wide. Satish Kumar steps in, good tackle on him by Bulat Singalage. Good counter ruck by St. Thomas's, just delaying that ball for Vijay Kun a little bit. Nice carry that time by Akash Fernando. Straight into the pocket. And here's Usman straightening it up. Nicely done by the Trinity skipper. Here's the danger man, Manusha Silva, lovely fend, but they bring him down at the second time of asking. Karunaratne with an important tackle. Nicely done by Satish Kumar again, making it available. Superb ball presentation. Good tackle that time by Imran Hassan. And here's the ball now available for Trinity. Just a momentum breaking down the accuracy of the pass, meaning that Hamza Abdin had to go to ground. Still good continuity. Here's Shan Altaf showing a slate of foot and a slate of hand. Beautiful work from Altaf. Just manages to get it away. And here's numbers on the outside. Satish Kumar will go over for the first try for Trinity. Beautifully done. Such great continuity from Trinity College. And the knock-on under the posts resulting in a 5-pointer being conceded.
Lovely bit of work for Trinity. Lovely continuity, touching down for an Amana Bank try. And this is what the doctor ordered for Trinity College. They take the lead for the first time in this game, 8 points to 7 with the conversion to come. I beg your pardon, 5 points to 7 with the conversion to come, yet to take the lead. As a lovely creating run by Altaf. Would have preferred another back running at his shoulder, but the forwards were there to try and continue, and Satish Kumar has been dangerous in those outside channels.
Yes, he's been absolutely outstanding. I mean, you've got two ball runners like Manusha Silva and Shran Satish Kumar in your pack, Sudarshan. It just adds so much more to what your backs need to do to just make things a little difficult for the opposition. Beautifully done from Shan Altaf from the corner. Anything Mayank Kadais can do, Shan Altaf can do better, is what he's saying to the crowd. And we're even Stevens here at Havelock Park. And if you just go back to the defensive effort in that try, if we can just see that replay again, it was Shan Altaf's run that brought Avishka Pereira in off his wing. And he just didn't react in time. He needed to get back to his position, and that's where the tackle was made ultimately, where Satish Kumar went over. So great creativity from Altaf from fullback.
That's what has really benefited Trinity from moving Shan Altaf to the fullback position, because you get that two-pronged attack with Malik and Shan Altaf both being creators. There's more vision from the back of that line.
It's really enjoyed how Malik orchestrated that entire setup as well. Trinity making a little bit of a hash of the lift, but nevertheless getting the ball back and wasting no time in putting it deep into the opposition territory. Mayank Kadais maybe ran a little bit too far before passing, but Avishka stands strong. Well done by the right winger that time to make sure he gave his support players time to get back to him. Mikhail Karunaratne hasn't been able to get any momentum or front football yet in this game. And you can look for Venuka Vikramasuriya just tipping it over the top. Leona Gunawardena offering him a little bit of support. And it's spilt forwards by the chasing Tomian. And cutting back infield, that was Bilal Nazir. Want to make sure he does well to keep that ball, but was knocked on, and there's no advantage coming, so they will come back for the first offense.
Kicking is going to be the name of the game in these early exchanges, and we've seen that. For the Tomians, it's going to be imperative that Vikramasuriya continues doing what he does. He's been absolutely on spot, and also his chasers have backed him up as well. Trinity have been found lacking when it comes to receiving the ball or the ball collection of the high ball, so that's something that they will focus on.
Vikramasuriya just getting under the skin of Vijay Kun a little bit there. Here's Malik. Coming into second receiver position is Altaf and bounces it beautifully. Has it gone too far? Yes, it might have just gone too far. Yes. And you can see that the wind again coming over this pavilion, troubling the kickers. Didn't go into the corner as he'd hoped, just pushed the ball back in field, and they will go all the way back from where the ball was kicked for a scrum to St. Thomas's.
This is going to be a crucial error, but Shan Altaf, the idea was absolutely spot on. Would have wanted that kick to just go out on touch inside the 22 meters, trying for that 50-22, which puts the doubt in that back three of the Tomians. They will think about being a little deeper than they are now.
We talked about Mikhail Karunaratne at the last scrum. He's itching to go off the back of this Sudarshana. It's been almost 20 minutes now and he hasn't got a decent Channel 1 ball yet. I'm pretty sure he's going to go off. And on the far side for Trinity, he will be up against Evin Jayasena. In fact, Vikramasuriya gets the quick heel. Nice switch to Ahaliagoda. There's been plenty of good straight running. Udan Bulatsingal again, just dragged down by Jayasena, and here's Karunaratne in broken field. Good tackling once again from Hamza Abdin. Chanut Ahaliagoda putting his head down and making sure he protects the ball. St. Thomas is now looking to keep things a little tight, suck in this mobile defense, mobile back row defense. Here's Vanigasuriya going off the back. Pick and drive is the name of the game for St. Thomas's, and why not? Here's Bulat Singhal again, stepping through. Karunaratne again uses the referee, but straight over the top goes the Trinity number 5, Akash Fernando. And here's Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena, who created the first try for Ean Pereira. St. Thomas's just short of the Trinity 22. They need to remain patient. Vikramasuriya will looking to try and kick. Here's a try scorer. Brilliant bump off, but Trinity hang on for dear life. That's a nice tackle once again from Udan Vijaykurn. Defense has been good. That's the line speed that we were talking about before the game. Vikramasuriya will be thinking of a kick, but he needs to remain patient. Here's a Ahaliagoda, just not letting the Thomian centre get up any momentum. They need quick ball now. Here's Bulat Singhal again. Here's Karunaratne. Good tackle on him by the much smaller Abdul Malik. Vikramasuriya, this is good continuity. Nice ball skills shown by both teams so far in attack. Vikramasuriya, nice short ball, and Vanigasuriya is lifted off the ground but brought down safely. It was good discipline mid tackle by Satish Kumar. Akit Kure, again that line speed defeating the Thomians' ambitions. Nice ball, Avishka Pereira, that was beautifully done. Just hints of an early tackle there, but referee letting it go. Mayanka Dias lays it back. Senesh Kaliyana Gunawardena puts his head down and goes hard into the fringe defense. You can see both defense and attack tiring. That was a nice counter ruck by Satish Kumar. Mikhail Karunaratne off the back. Nothing really happening for the Thomians, as we talked about how Trinity's defense was the feature of their win against St. Anthony's. Abdin putting his hand in to try and pickpocket the ball, but realizing that he needed to not do that. So another kick that's gone a little bit too far, and they had to remain patient. They remained patient, but ultimately there was absolutely no way through. Sudarshan, a superb defense from Trinity.
12 faces, Shandaka, 12 plus faces in that good discipline by Trinity College in defense, and now also good discipline and patience by Thomians, but that defensive effort really frustrating the Thomians. When you have no way forward, you need to take an attempt, isn't it? They didn't want to go to their backs. They wanted to make sure that they get that front foot ball, get that territorial advantage for all the trouble that they've put up, and that kick being a little overcooked.
It's great defense, Sudarshana, but how long can Trinity hold out? That's the key here. St. Thomas's need to make sure that they realize, their coaching staff realize, that if they are to win this game, they're only going to win this in the final quarter of the game. Trinity's defense is too good for them to break through and score the kind of tries they scored against Science College. That's never going to happen. So they've just got to trust their game plan and make sure that they just beat on the weak shoulder of this Trinity defense and try and run the ball back as much as they can.
Yes, absolutely, Shanika, because like you said, I mean, how much of ball can you kick away? Because possession is the name of the game, and you need to have possession in order to be able to score tries, as Shan Altaf once again puts ball to boot.
Mayanka Dias goes back. He looks to be roving in that fullback position. and opting for the safety of touch that time just to settle things down.
A territorial gain of about 20 meters for Trinity College with position in hand as well, so that will be a big win for them. They will look to attack from here. Controlling possession is going to be key for Trinity, but like you said, despite being despite the defenses being good, how much of it can you take back to back, which will come back to bite you at the latter part of the game. So Trinity will be mindful that they need to hold on to position as much as they possibly can, while St. Thomas's will have to try and get creative. They can't be attacking the fringes if there is no way through the fringes. They will have to get creative. They will have to make use of those two big men in the number 12-13 jerseys, Liana Gunawardena and Nahali Agado, who are battering rams as well. Liana Gunawardena, a very, very creative player and a very important one, and that if they can make use of those two players a little from the outside, change the point of attack, then St. Thomas's might be able to break through.
Well, it's been almost 25 minutes gone in this game, 10 minutes to half time, just over 10 minutes, as we see the gathered crowd. Sure, a lot of Trinitians would have made their way down from Kandy, and of course a lot of them domiciled in Colombo as well, making their way to watch their old school, the Thomian prefects, no doubt, making their voices heard in their hometown. But what I would like to see is Vikramasuriya kick and kick early, Sudarshana. Just turn that defense around and then try and get the chase on.
Yes, absolutely, Shanik, especially because of the fact that Thomian chase has been committed and has been good as well. The kicks which have been good up and unders, they put pressure on Trinity, and Trinity have been found wanting a couple of times. So if Thomians can exploit that, that's going to be very interesting.
Nicely won at the middle of the line out by Abdeen. And here's Satish Kumar, the try scorer, and that's a beautiful little steal from Liana Gunawardena. Trinity's ball handling them, letting them down so far. And this is the early kick that we talked about. It's bounced. So Shan Altaf will need to put this one deep. And Dias is the man who will chase left-footed punt. And it's out on the full. Oh, that's a shame for Mayanka Dias. Again, that wind that is blowing across the ground, just taking that ball a few millimeters outside the touchline.
Very, very tricky ground this for the kickers. One of those players who really who aced from St. Thomas's is Devin. I can remember in this ground he looked like he was kicking at Mount Lavinia when he was doing his kicking duties here. Influential skipper of the Thomian outfit, that's Trinity, set it up.
Nice take from Akash Fernando. Manusha Silva transfers it back, and straight in at the side goes Karunaratne and concedes that penalty. So this is where Trinity show that they have a little bit more than just backline moves. And Shan Altaf's boot to their bow. This has been a good drive from the Trinitians. It splintered a little bit, but I don't think the Thomians expected this weapon from Trinity. We didn't see much of it against St. Anthony's. They didn't need it, but they've got it in their armory.
Despite not having that size advantage when it comes to the forwards, Trinitians are looking to make sure that they bring that versatility and creativity when it comes to line out time. It's nice to see because against the Antonians, like you mentioned, they didn't have a lot of opportunity to try and set things up because their line outs were 50-50. This time around, they are managing to hit their marks, making sure that they capitalize on the opportunities, and now an opportunity for Shan Altaf to make the score 10 points and go into the lead.
Knockout rugby is all about maintaining leads, keeping leads, getting leads. And when you get the opportunity, don't squander it. Good call from Usman Safraz to ask his vice captain to step up. And that time it's good from Shan Altaf. It's 10 points to 7. And they'll want to take a lead into the break for sure. The skipper just heading across. Shan Altaf having a word with the bench. Speaking of the Trinity bench, nice to see Anushka Pereira back in town from New York, sitting behind the Trinity bench, although he will be cheering on the Thomians, many of these lads who he's coached at under 16 level, so he'll be very happy to see them and wish them a good season.
Well, I believe Anushka still has a soft spot for his hometown team as well, Trinity. Massive All Black fan. As yet again, Hamza put under massive pressure by St. Thomas's. They've absolutely aced this kickoff. And referee Atavara says no advantage. It will be a scrum in favor of the Thomians. A very good restart work by the Thomians, Shanaka.
And not sure why referee Atavara didn't play advantage there. St. Thomas has had the ball. And they've really conceded a lot of weight with Shahin Meegama coming into the loose head side instead of Sitil Pereira. Easily 15 kilos there that Sitil Pereira brings to the party. Which means that Manusha Silva and Achinta Jayasena have a little bit more of an easier time, but as I say that, the Thomian front row comes up trumps.
Silva that time was the culprit who was bringing the scrum down. Thomians this time opting to go to touch line out inside the 22. This is going to be the first line out, attacking line out the Thomians are going to have. It will be interesting to see what their options are going to be, because they have a hefty set of forwards. If they can set it up and try and replicate what Trinity did on the other end of the field, it's going to be advantage St. Thomas's.
Leon Pereira nicely won that time by Tulsi Alavihara. Oh, interesting one. Interesting one. We want to see that one again.
Well, it did look like they lost the ball forward, Mikael Kanraratna, with the pressure coming in from Trinity. But referee Yatavara, deeming that the ball was brought down illegally, has awarded the penalty in favor of the Thomians.
So it looked like the pulling down happened before the knock-on is what referee Yatavara deems. That was Vanigasuriya with the catch in the line-out at number 2, not Alavihara, and they will have to do it all over again. I think they probably should have gone for the corner, Sudarshana. Instead of just playing catch-up now, they needed to just show a bit of positive intent. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities in the opposition 22, so even if Mayankadas puts this over, I really think that they should have gone for the jugular just before half-time.
Thomians wanting to square things up have opted for the 3 points, and Dyers has been in very good kicking form. And has no problem as well. Scores are level here at Tablock Park. 10 points all with under 5 minutes to go in this first half.
Lovely strike from Dias. His father donning the jersey before him just about 40 years ago in the famous teams of 88 and 89. Mayankadas putting St. Thomas's even on the scoreboard as assistants Arunasanta and Veranga raise their flags. But I still do think that that was an opportunity for St. Thomas's to just get in the corner, put a little bit of pressure on that Trinity defense. Nice step back infield from Vanigasuriya. That's Shalin Vanigasuriya. Vikram Surya getting ready to launch that high. And it's a good chase once again. Senesh Kaliyana does brilliantly and gives Shan Altaf a pat on the back, just to remind him that this isn't the Bradby son.
Altaf that time did very well to collect it, but on contact going down, losing control of the ball and knocking it forward. handling errors have really costed Trinity momentum. So that's going to be crucial. They need to make sure that they understand and they keep a wrap on their handling errors, because in order to have the continuity that they aspire to have, they need to make sure that they are on the run. Tomians, on the other hand, will be very happy that they've managed to really rattle Trinity again, and a good high-hanging kick.
Testing Bilal once again, but Altaf does well to run off his winger's shoulder. And Senesh Kariyana Gunawardene at that time just going too far in trying to compete with that ball.
Yes, couldn't support his body weight and had his hands on the ground, which is why it has been penalized. Opportunity for Altaf now. Take a couple of breaths. Look at his options and try, and I think what he needs to go here is for accuracy and not distance, because if you go for distance, this ever-changing wind here at Havelock Park might really catch you, and that's exactly what he does. He goes for touch, wants accuracy, wants to make sure that they hold on to possession, Trinity, and to start over, because Tomians were slowly but surely getting that upper hand when it comes to momentum.
Yes, St. Thomas's really did wrest back the momentum after that try was scored. And this is a moment where Trinity can pull it back to their side. Just a couple of moments to go before half-time. It's a shortened line out. And Shrayan Satish Kumar coming back off a nice little rehearsed move.
Well, did they have to throw that back of the hand pass? I do not know, because it did look like it would have been much better if he went down and recycled that ball. But nevertheless, Trinity coming away with possession, with the Tomians not managing to recycle that ball. So no harm done. Opportunity for the Trinitians to try and attack inside the Tomian half.
Lots of fancy moves in the line out, Sudarshana, and they're showing their hand pretty early on in the season. Trinity, first half of the quarter-final, just the second match of the season, as Satish Kumar goes off the back, and nice thumping tackle, but Malik is in a good position. Jumping into that tackle was